Hello, everyone. Remember that Dele Farotimi has been given bail conditions to meet before he's granted bail. And part of those conditions is the fact that he must not grant media interview. That's really what they are afraid of. They don't want, Dele Farotimi to speak because they know that his voice, he is the conscience of the nation, and he speaks truth to power. And he's one person that citizens know that when it comes to matter of truth, matter of saying, who do you trust? Who will you trust with your life, knowing fully well that that person is not going to sell you out or anything? That Mr. Dele Farotimi is one person in Nigeria that Nigerians readily trust and believe when he speaks, that he speaks the truth. So that's been a part of the condition. Then, of course, there are other conditions that have been put out there. But the main reason why I'm doing this video is to say to you, Mr. Peter Obi offers to meet Dele Farotimi's bail conditions. And this is the Guardian coming out to report this. The coordinator of the Obedient Movement globally has announced that former presidential candidate and movement leader Peter Obi has offered to fulfill the bail conditions of human rights lawyer Dele Farotimi. This comes after a federal high court granted Farotimi a 30 million naira bail following charges filed against him. Farotimi, known for his outspoken criticism of systemic issues in Nigeria, has faced public attention and support throughout the legal proceedings. According to the coordinator, Obi expressed gratitude to the court and all parties involved. He called for a resolution in the best interest of the legal system and all stakeholders. The Obedient Movement continues to rally around Dele Farotimi, underscoring the need for justice and transparency in Nigeria's judicial processes. Farotimi's case is scheduled for further hearing in January 2025. It's all about the law. And nobody is saying that Afe Babalola does not have a right to sue or go to court if he feels that he has been defamed in the book that Dele Farotimi has written, the criminal justice system in Nigeria. But for Afe Babalola to use the same justice system that was described in the book, in the manner that was described in the book, is what is not acceptable. The fact that the Nigerian police has turned itself into a willing tool of oppression is not acceptable. The fact that someone can be charged for a crime that does not even exist in the crime is not acceptable. But hey, we are in Nigeria and we'll continue to fight against all of this injustice. Mr. Peter Obi has been one that right from the beginning has stood with Dele Farotimi on this issue. Immediately it happened, Dele Farotimi was abducted by the Nigerian police. Mr. Peter Obi took to his Twitter handle where he expressed in no uncertain terms, his displeasure at the way justice was being handled. And he also, few days after Dele Farotimi was abducted, taken to Lagos, it was found out that the Nigerian police from Ekiti were the abductees, and he went there to see both Afe Babalola and also Dele Farotimi. There are a lot of people who were angered at that particular visit because they felt, oh, why are you going to beg? Nobody said anything about begging. And if we understand what leadership is truly all about, that is playing the part of leadership. You're not taking sides with anyone. You are only ensuring that justice is allowed to take its course. And that's what Mr. Peter Obi has constantly done in this whole issue. And so now that finally the court, after remanding, after keeping Mr. Dele Farotimi for so long, today is 21st of December. He was abducted, I think, 2nd or thereabout. 2nd, we got to hear about it by 3rd. So it's either 2nd or 3rd. But the news broke on the 3rd. He was abducted and taken away. And after this long, they've decided they're going to give their bail terms. And Mr. Peter Obi has stood up once again to say that he will help, he'll be that person, that surety that will stand for Mr. Dele Farotimi. Mr. Dele Farotimi, in the bail condition, has been asked to drop his international passport, must get someone that is, that of course, a surety with landed property and all of that, and he must not grant any news. But the next thing that you're going to hear is that they'll come out and say that, oh, they want someone that has a property in Ekiti State within the jurisdiction of the court. Hey, they always play the same script again and again and again. They don't have it in them to switch it up a little bit. But hey, the truth is one, and it was always prevail. And one of the things I would say to every one of us is that let's stand for what is right, what is the truth. And kudos to Mr. Peter Obi for always standing, for always being there for citizens, for being that person, the leader with empathy, who always thinks about the interests of the citizen and is always there, and we put in the work and we go the way. The other day we saw him at going to visit an obedient family that one of his supporters. Unfortunately, his family were involved in a gas explosion. He went there, sat with them, visited them, was there with them. That is leadership. Leadership that a lot of people do not understand, and sometimes they say that, oh, it's weakness. It's not weakness. It's caring. And we must understand that anyone that deserves to serve you is the one that cares about you and wants what is good for you, not the ones that sit in their sanctimonious throne or feel that they are better than everybody and nobody can get to them. So here we are. Mr. Dele Farotimi, we are with you. We are not giving up. Until you're free, none of us is free. Until you're home, none of us is home. And we'll continue to let those who think they can use the power to oppress you, to let them know that the people are with you, and the power of the people will always defeat the power of those in office. For sovereignty comes from the people, and the people are the ones who have the final say. The highest office in the land is the office of the citizen, and you have done nothing other than occupy your office of the citizen and call on what is good for the nation and criticize those who do wrong for the nation. And if they do not want the criticism, all they need to do is to begin to do right. For all of us, what we want is a country that works for us, a country that is not in the pocket of a few, a country where where the justice system will not be criminalized and used for a few. So thank you, Mr. Peter Obi, for stepping in. And to every Nigerian, let's not forget, let's keep demanding free Dele Farotimi now.